Good evening, everyone. This is the Conservation Commission meeting. It is May 27th, 2021. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Baker issued an emergency order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Public bodies otherwise governed by the open meeting law are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate alternative means. This meeting will be broadcast live on Channel 8 and on Zoom. The public may participate remotely following the call-in information on the bottom of the live broadcast screen. For the Zoom information relating to remote participation, please contact Joanne Christoph, Conservation Administrator, at concom@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 143, or Cindy Knox, IT Director at cknox@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 150. And we've recently seen that Governor Baker will end the state of emergency
Thank you very much.
on June 15th. So we will not be doing, potentially not doing, unless things change between now and then, Zoom meetings. We'll be back to meeting in person.
So we will have a Zoom meeting on June 10th.
On June 10th, but after the 15th.
One more at least.
Correct. Yep. So that's how it stands right now. Do we, let's see, we have commissioners in attendance this evening. We have Jen Amaya as member. We have George Bacon as member, Jess Eugenio as member clerk, Mark Phillips as vice chair, myself, John Schmallenberger as chair, and our conservation administrator, Joanne Christoph. Do we have confirmation of agenda?
Yep, the agenda is good just as it is.
Motion to approve the agenda as written.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call. It's moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. Okay, our next item is the approval of the meeting minutes of May 13th. Has everyone read the minutes, and are there any corrections or additions? Nope, okie dokie. They're wonderfully written as usual. Thank you, Jess. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes of May 13th as written?
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
How do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. This passes unanimously. Are there any payables report?
No payables this time.
No payables. Very good. Then let's see. We have a few discussion items to begin the meeting with. And before I call anyone viewing or listening that wants to participate, please do so. Our first discussion item this evening is beaver management plans. What do you have for us?
Well, Dan, our town engineer, and I have been working very well together to get some of this beaver activity under control. We were very fortunate on May 20th to have Beaver Solutions come out and install a beaver deceiver flow leveling device in the former culvert off West Main Street. Dan had the DPW guys clear yet another massive blockage in that culvert by our industrious beavers the day before John from Beaver Solutions came out, and I looked at the site the other day, and the deceiver is working beautifully. Couldn't be better. While John was here, I also took him over to a little beaver dam that is being built and rebuilt off Bly Street, sort of adjacent to Peroni Park, between Bly Street and Grove Pond, that if it ever starts raining again is going to get to be an issue with flooding on Bly Street. And Dan, do you have an update on the state of that little dam?
Yeah, so we got a permit from Board of Health to remove it, and they're gonna do that tomorrow. And then we'll assess the situation per your permit to see if they come back. So, yeah, that's where it's at right now.
Okay, good. When I spoke to John, walking in there with him, he said, "Oh man, there's not much we can do here. The channel is narrow, the banks are steep." But then he got thinking about it and was going to talk to Mike, his boss, and see if they could come up with something. And I haven't heard back from that. We have this was a surprise to me late this afternoon, Dan. So I'm going to share the surprise, although you may already know about it. Apparently, there's something going on at the Rosewood Ave culvert that sounds like the beavers are active enough over there that there's a possible flooding situation at the end of Rosewood Ave. I got that email after I came home today, so I haven't been over to check it.
Yeah, I haven't been out there, and I did see the email as well. From my understanding, that's private property, and that's part of the solar system. So that should be something that the property owner deals with. But I haven't seen what's going on out there. But
All right, well, I wasn't planning on being in tomorrow, but it seems like one of us, and it could even be me, should actually, I've got to come to Ayer to do an errand, so I'll do that early, and I'll go over and see what's up. And Dan, I can let you know either when I'm going to be there and we can go together, or I can just call you from the site, whatever you'd like.
yeah, I mean, I think you can just take a look at it and see what's going on. I don't really see that DPW has much of a role in that one. But if you need some ideas or help, I could definitely be available.
Okay, I just don't know where Rosewood Ave ends, is my,
Doesn't it end where we've got that, it crosses over into the solar?
so does it end on this side of it? Well,
Oh,
let's
I'm-
not
I-
take a
it's
lot of
okay,
time
yeah.
talking about this now. We'll figure it out. So that's what I've got for
Thank you, Jen.
beaver updates. They're busy, they're out there, they're raising havoc.
They're doing what they do.
They are.
Is that it for that issue or that item?
I think that's all I've got. Dan, do you have anything else on the,
No, that's all I have. I do know that there are some other towns, and I've seen this in some of our old files, that have beaver management plans. Like Holliston has one. It's 2 pages long, so it might be worth taking a look at those kind of as a long term. What if the commission wants to have kind of a more formal process for dealing with the beavers. But
Yep.
yeah, other than that, I'm good with the beavers
Alright.
for now.
well, if you want to send Holliston's beaver management plan over. We have been
Sure.
talking about making a plan going forward of identifying the locations, figuring out some kind of inspection schedule, figuring out a budget.
Division of responsibilities too, I recall.
Yeah. But we'll get there.
Okay. very good. Then our next item for discussion is the ponds weed treatment field notes. And I see that Water and Wetlands was out on May 17th to do their first treatment for fanwort at Flanagan's. And one other item I should bring up before I forget is that Water and Wetlands is willing to meet with us on a town meeting style of meeting to talk about what they're doing and how they're doing it in our ponds that are being treated. Do you have any other additional information for us, Joanne?
I made a preliminary inquiry with Joe at Water and Wetlands to see what his availability would be to come out. I was kind of hoping to squeeze this in before the 15th, knowing that our ability to do this by Zoom might go away. And now I think since there is the only available date that doesn't already have a public meeting scheduled is June 9th. And I think that's too little lead time to get this set up. Much as I would really, really like to do it, I have to be hopeful that we're gonna have a little transition period here after the 15th. I guess the governor's filed some legislation to extend public meetings by Zoom through the summer, and that would be good. And I really think we should take advantage of Water and Wetlands offer to do this. We seem to have had a lot of positive feedback about the weed treatment program. I've had a lot of emails from people. Joe has had phone calls, and they've all been very positive. So I think the more we can engage the ponds residents with the process, the better. It's just better for everyone to know what's going on, and to have these guys available to answer questions directly is a really nice service that comes with our contract. So we will figure out how to do that one way or another early this summer.
Okay, very good. That would be a really good thing to do. Then our next discussions is waterway signs project work plan.
Yes, so I had my screen sharing all organized, and now it isn't. Here it is. Oh, this is going to be a challenge for the evening, finding these things, but let me, I think I can screen share this. So we have received our signed grant agreement from the Nashua River Wild and Scenic Stewardship Council, and the first half of our $4,800 grant should be arriving in a couple of weeks. Faith Salter, our fabulous volunteer grant writer, has drawn up this action plan. Can you all see this? She just took a first quick pass at it, and I think it would be great if one of you wanted to volunteer to help get this project implemented. We have a whole year to do it, so it's not like we have to do it this month. But it would be good to work with Faith and I to really figure out the tasks. This was a good first pass, but I think there's a lot more detail that we need to go through to break all these tasks down. But Faith has set up who's responsible, the status, target dates, contacts. I think it's going to be a simple, not terribly time consuming project, and such a worthy project. And you don't have to volunteer right this second. But if you could think about it, if you have a real interest in getting these signs up, I could use the help, and Faith has offered to help as well.
Okay, all righty. We'll think about it, and I'm sure one of us will step up.
Great.
Joanne, you can tag me. I'll give you a hand.
Okay. Well, it's going to be fun and colorful and interesting, and a way to connect people with their waterways in town. So hopefully they'll take more responsibility for taking care of them.
Great, thank you. Anything else on that item?
Nope.
Okay, next discussion item is managing conservation office workload. And Joanne can tell you better than I about the increase in applications for notices of intent and RDAs, people calling in with questions, site walks. That's increased dramatically in the past 4 years, I guess 4 years since you've been here, right, Joanne?
Yep.
Yep. And how we need to address this situation and make it workable for all of us. And we have set up a meeting with our town manager, Robert Pontbriand, with a couple members of the commission and Joanne to discuss this particular issue soon. And I see Mr. Pontbriand is with us this evening. How are you, sir?
Mr. Chairman, how are you, members of the commission?
Very well, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything else you would like to add to that, Joanne? You had a statement, I believe.
Yeah, I thought the best way to present this would be to actually write it down and read it to you. That way I can be really brief, and I make sure that I cover all the points that need to be covered, and then we can open it up to a discussion. So here is my statement. This sort of is reading it into the record. I've provided a copy of this to our clerk, so she has it already. As you know, development pressure from the east has reached Ayer, and Ayer is being developed at a rate probably never seen in its history. Any land available for development has issues, including the presence of wetland resource areas, which require permits under the state's Wetlands Protection Act. The Conservation Office has been overwhelmed with permit applications for well more than a year, and our agendas reflect this. With limited Zoom meeting time during the pandemic, we've had to adopt a time control plan to ensure we can accommodate large numbers of agenda items. And we've heard that our time control method has irritated some applicants. The result of all the applications and issuing of permits is that many aspects of the office have fallen behind to a point that has become unworkable. There is far more work than one very capable person can do while keeping up with the statutory responsibilities, resident calls and inquiries, and interdepartmental work. The situation has become critical and is unsustainable as the office is currently staffed. We need more help. I need more help. I've spoken to each of you individually about the situation, and I appreciate all your support and encouragement. We do have a meeting in the works with Robert next week for John, Jess, and I to talk about the situation. I'd like to know if you have any ideas for how to provide adequate staffing so we can continue to do our good work without grinding me into dust.
Well, thank you, Joanne. That was well written. Robert, do you have any comments you would like to make?
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, and Joanne, and I know you had mentioned, I'll be meeting with Joanne and Jess and the chair next Thursday to further pursue this discussion. I would just offer that there is no question that the last 15 months have been unprecedented for everybody, including Joanne and the commission. And as the town manager, I acknowledge all of the work Joanne has done and the commission has done as we've operated, I think, effectively during a state of emergency over the last 15 months. With that being said, and I've had this discussion with Joanne to some degree and will in more detail, it is clear that in addition to the pandemic, we are experiencing, in my 11 years in Ayer, a record amount of development that is impacting all of our land use departments, conservation, building. There's been a huge uptick in building permits, planning, DPW, and so forth. So I am aware and committed to resolving these issues. And what I mean by that is I think there needs to be some structural changes within all of our land use departments. And Joanne knows I've talked about that. I have some, in the interest of time, and I don't want to take up the commission's time, I've indicated to Joanne, I have some thoughts and some ideas that when I meet with the chair and Joanne and Jess on Thursday regarding the administrative office side of it. And then the other piece I just recently talked with Joanne about, so there is the administrative clerical functions of all departments. And I'm not minimizing that the devil is often in those details. That's important. And I think we can make progress there relatively quickly. The second area, which I've asked Joanne, and I'm open to the commission for on ideas, is specifically in the conservation professional aspect of the substantive conservation work. And I've asked Joanne to give some thought to this. What would help move some of these things forward and help balance things out? And what I mean by that, do we look at specific resources on a project basis? As we know, there are some large projects coming forward. Is it more of looking at potentially some type of a part-time professional support on the substantive piece while we make some changes on the administrative side? So to conclude, and I know you're on a tight schedule, I don't want to take all of the time. I think in terms of takeaways for tonight, number one, I'm completely aware of the concern, and I appreciate Joanne's statement. And I don't disagree with it. We're aware of those challenges. As we continue to move out of the pandemic, I think that is a positive thing. But that being said, I think we're in a position to make some substantive changes in the near future so that we work more efficiently and that everybody isn't, stretched so thin. So with that, I know that after I meet with Joanne and John and Jess, that they'll report back to the commission. And I look forward to continuing to work with you. So thank you for the time, Mr. Chairman.
No, thank you, Robert. I appreciate it very much. I'm looking forward to meeting with you next week. Anything else on this particular item?
I just wanted to, oh, Sarah, did you want to say something?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry. I just want to say that as a resident, I support this and your work. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And
Jess.
so I just wanted to say, because, I think eventually some changes might have to go, would have to go before town meeting, and just to, based on my discussion with Joanne, and I think what she's talked with the rest of you as well, that we really do need help. And I think with Joanne, it's the first time in the last few years we've really seen what this position can do, and the possibilities for a conservation office. And there's been a big increase in interdepartmental work with land use committee and working with the town planner quite closely. And and establishing contacts with North County Land Trust for future cooperation and a number of other things. Yeah, it's when she started, it was juggling quite a few balls, and now the balls have doubled or tripled in number. And I just, just as, alerting residents watching that, our department, along with, I think, the building and planning and so forth, are getting swamped, and human resources are a very precious commodity. And I don't want to lose Joanne. I think she's doing a great service to our commission and the town. So I heartily support making some changes. So.
Thank you, Jess. Are there any other comments from commissioners or people viewing?
Yeah, John, Mark, I guess I would just like to add to that too. I know when Joanne and I have spoken on various occasions, regarding work and workload that's coming in, it's something that's really evident to me is that you see, Joanne's doing as much as she can to make sure the work is progressing. But we know when she actually gets that extra little bit of time, it's a much better customer interaction. And I think that's some of the key things that Joanne brings to the table that we want to make sure that we don't lose. I do, my main job at work, 40 hours a week, is resource planning. And I talk to various managers on what they do on a regular basis. And there's certain departments that become the bottleneck for processing work. And I don't want to see conservation be the bottleneck. And unfortunately, what ends up happening for those types of resources, which we're starting to see, is the bare minimum is what gets done so that things can progress. But there's so many more things that need to be done properly. And again, to be able to really deliver that customer interaction and that customer satisfaction to our town. And I think, all the great things that have been going on in Ayer, bringing people here is phenomenal. I love the raise in my property value, so that's awesome. But the one key thing to think about is, that's great that all the building occurs, and it happens. It's happening, as Joanne indicates, in the areas that are wetland areas. So there's interaction that we need to have right at the upfront. But then it's the ongoing work that then happens. Just this 2 or so meetings ago, we had 3 people coming in for putting in pools. And so that is another permit that comes where other departments may have already, completed work with that property and no longer have to deal with it. But because it's been built in a wetland area, in a buffer area, we have to continually, every time they do something, we have to do something and we have to be involved. And like I said, that is what's going to keep this department very busy for quite a long time in my mind. So Robert, we do appreciate you looking into that, and whatever you can come up with. As Jeff said, we don't want to lose Joanne. She's a very valuable resource for us, and trying to replace her would be very difficult, I think.
Yep.
I can't say it any better than Jess or Mark, but I do want to echo what their sentiments as well, and just say, as a homeowner living in one of those wetland areas, myself and my neighbors have used Joanne as a resource on multiple occasions, and knowing that there's so much piled up at the office that's keeping her from being that resource for the rest of the town to an extent is also frustrating. So I appreciate, Robert, your words and your willingness to look into some solutions here.
I interact with Joanne quite a bit, and she's always cheerful. She's always professional. She always does a good job. There's no question about that. If it's not sustainable, and I hate to think about it, but if we lose her, we're losing a very valuable asset, and we right as of right now, we can't get along without her. So we're going to work it out. We're going to work it out. Any other comments on this particular item? Anything else you want to say, Joanne?
No, I think we all know what the situation is, and the work that we do is so important to the quality of life in Ayer. that we will find a solution.
Great. All right, very good. That's encouraging. All right, and our next item this evening is a public hearing continued notice of intent at number 29 Jonathan Drive. Ayer DPW Cross Country Water Main, DEP file number 100-0445. And Dan, you are with us this evening. Is there anything that you would like to discuss?
Hi, yeah, Joanne and I were just going over the conditions for the project, and I had some minor comments, and there was just one issue with the conditions. And it was more for respect of the property owner of 29 Jonathan Drive. We have an easement on their property, and in the conditions, there's some perpetual conditions that are in perpetuity even after their certificate of compliance. So I just didn't think it was fair to, if this gets recorded under 29 Jonathan Drive, that it kind of follows her deed along the way. And I don't even know really how it does once the certificate of compliance is filed. So other than that, I think I just had some minor comments, Joanne, for the conditions. So I know Joanne had reached out to town council just to see if they had a say, but I don't think we heard back.
No, I never heard. I had reached out to Carly, and she was gonna connect to town council, and I did not hear back.
Yeah.
So I did the next best thing, though. I reached out to George,
Okay.
who is our sage, the man wise in all things conservation.
You
And
talking about George Bacon?
yes,
Look at, he's blanked out his screen.
Yeah.
who else would I be
He's
talking
wise.
about?
Well, I didn't really have too much an issue with the conditions. It's just that they went toward the property owner's deed, I guess.
Right, and as I spoke with Dan this morning, these conditions, and it's conditions 31 through 43,
Correct. Yeah.
are the sort of things that if a property owner did some of these things, they would be in violation of the Wetland Protection Act and subject to an enforcement order. I don't really know how these perpetual conditions came into our special conditions. And I know this has sort of been like a snowball, rolling downhill, getting bigger and bigger as it's gone.
It is one thing we've been having on our agenda, trying to have time to go over this, and going back to the previous discussion, there hasn't been any.
Well, that's right. And it's the last thing on our agenda, and it got 0 minutes again this time. George, are you there?
I am.
Oh, you are. Do you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Joanne about this, and the conditions, I'm not sure how they got into the perpetual section, but I really don't see a need for them in this situation, since it is an easement, and as she said, it does sort of copy the wetlands regulations.
Okay. Yeah, so I've prepared the order with them in, but it would be a simple matter if you all agree to take these conditions out.
Well, if they come out, like you said, all of those conditions, if they do occur, they'd be issued an enforcement order. So I guess I don't see a problem with them coming out, but I don't know how anyone else feels.
Joanne, so I don't believe I have that document up or whatever. Which, can you just paraphrase which ones we're talking about?
Oh, let's see. For instance, condition number 31, no alterations to soil, water bodies, or vegetation, both alive and deceased, except as approved by the conditions and shown on approved plans shall be conducted within any wetland resource area, wetland buffer area, or riverfront area. So if someone started digging a hole and cutting down trees in any of those resource areas, we would issue an enforcement order.
Yeah, it's basically jurisdictional area that you need a permit.
Yeah, yeah. There's one about no vehicles or equipment are to enter across a resource area buffer zone unless the disturbance is first marked on a plan approved by the commission. So if someone were to start driving around in a resource area, we've seen what happened on the corner of Taft Street when someone started driving heavy equipment around in a resource area. There was an enforcement order issued. Directing drainage into a resource area, equipment storage, fuel storage, refueling activities in a resource area.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the, I think I found them. I'm looking at the stuff from Sandy Pond, special conditions, the perpetual ones there. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
all that. Okay.
yeah. No
The
underground.
one on the runoff from washing vehicles has to be updated because so many people live within, their whole yard is within a buffer zone. If you wash your car,
Hmm.
it's problematic, but we do need to review all of these. Yeah,
Right, as long as you're not washing your car and directing the runoff into a resource area. I mean, it can go in a storm drain. Ideally, you're washing your car on your lawn
Yeah.
rather than in your driveway.
yeah.
So if these are those kinds of conditions, things that are already covered by the regulations.
Right. Yeah, no, I have no problem with that then too. I'm fine.
Anyone else?
I'm good with taking them out.
Fine.
George, good?
I'm good.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve and vote on the orders of conditions as amended?
So moved.
Second,
It was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
aye.
Chair votes aye. Passes unanimously. So you'll make the changes to the orders, Joanne, and get those out on Monday
Or Tuesday?
or Tuesday. Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, Monday. Sorry. No, you got to do it Monday. I'm sorry.
All right.
Take note, Robert.
So Dan, I'll call you when they're ready, and I can either leave them in the mailbox or you can actually walk in the front door of town hall and pick them up.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, sounds good. I'll touch base with you. All
Okay.
right. Thanks,
Sure.
everyone.
Thank you, Dan. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Good night. So we need to close this out, right?
Yep.
Yep, motion to close the public hearing, notice of intent and number 29 Jonathan Drive, Air DPW Cross Country Water Main, DEP file number 100-044, I'm sorry, DEP file number 100-0455.
So moved.
Second,
It was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote? Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. Okey-dokey. Next item this evening is a public hearing continued, notice of intent, number 2 Sandy Pond Road, McDonald's, DEP file number 100-0457. And how are we making out on that?
Jim Cranston and I had a fabulous game of order of conditions ping pong and got everything squared away. And I think we are good to go. Would you agree with that, Jim?
Yes, yep. I am in agreement with that.
I did have one question. I know that the site-specific conditions are be putting up the no dumping signs. Did we put something elsewhere in here? I didn't immediately find it on removal of invasives.
That is in, so the version of the orders that you all have is not the complete version. And there is a landscaping / trash / invasive species operation and maintenance plan that Jim and I worked out together that talks about on-site landscape maintenance, trash removal, and a whole big section on mitigating that invasive species situation next to the driveway.
Okay, so that's not in the special conditions.
No, it's
Thanks, Jen.
it's right here.
Okay,
It's in the order along with the so that operation and maintenance plan is in the order, as well as the stormwater operations and maintenance plan. And Jim, thank you for breaking this out. I don't have the ability
Sure.
to take apart PDFs. I
That
have,
was super easy to do, no problem.
it would be easy to do too, but we're not allowed to do it. And my IT person did break it open for me after you had already given me what we needed. So the 2 O&M plans are in here, and I think it's good.
Any other comments from commissioners? Comments from anyone viewing or listening?
So Joanne, so on the landscaping plan, the invasive section 3, it does identify that as essentially being done twice a year, cutting down, to the ground, basically like mowing it, whatever, let's say. I guess I'm just worried about the invasive debris and maybe just only being attacked twice a year. So I guess if they mow it and it's bagged and removed, that's probably okay. I guess I'm thinking if they're weed whacking it and blowing stuff off the sidewalks, might it just spread even more, possibly.
For a time.
Just, do you have any concern on that, Joanne? Just the way it's read, I'm just not sure.
Well, I don't, because in number 1 on the landscape plan, it says pruning of shrubs, tree trimmings, grass clippings, swept materials, trash removal, etc., shall be disposed of off-site and shall not be dumped on the property.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think that'll cover us.
Okay. All right.
And I'm happy to speak with McDonald's landscape contractor, just so that they're on the same page. They'll get a copy of this, but sometimes having an actual interaction, I think helps with this. We can.
Yeah. I guess I'd like to make sure that happens. And Jim, again, I really appreciate this and thank you for this. So, and pass it along to the owner. The other thing I'd want to just see in there is if the landscaper changes and it's somebody else, that again, they touch base with Joanne or conservation administrator, whoever that might be. If that could somehow be added, I think we'd be good.
Okay.
Yeah, so any landscaper that is brought on board is going to have to be fully aware of all of these requirements. They would have to get handed over.
Okay. Yeah. Somehow, if yes, as long as they're made aware of it, that'd be great.
Any other comments?
But the only other thing I'd like to add is that it's been a long process, but I think the opportunity to upgrade the site, not just from an aesthetic and functional point of view, but from an environmental point of view, has been an opportunity we don't get very often. And if you could, Jim, let the owners know that we're very thankful that they've been willing to consider us in their upgrades.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right. If there's nothing else, is there a motion to approve and sign the order of conditions? The notice of intent at number 2 Sandy Pond Road, McDonald's, DEP file number 100-0457 as written.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I,
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion passed unanimously. Thank you very much, Jim, for working with us. We appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Jim, do you want me to send this to you when I issue it on Tuesday, or?
Yeah, because I'm the one that gets to wait for the appeal period and record it.
Okay, all right, great.
Yeah,
I will send it out on Tuesday.
fantastic.
Alrighty, is there a motion to close the public hearing? Notice of intent at number 2 Sandy Pond Road, McDonald's, DEP file number 100-0457.
So moved.
Second.
It's moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I,
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. All right, our next item this evening is the public meeting continued, a request for determination of applicability in RDA at number 8 Calvin Street, Jose Mercado. Good evening, Jose. How are you this evening? I see your name.
are you muted? Let's-
What about now?
Can hear you.
Oh, you can see me either, right?
Can't see you though. Nope.
I'm not sure what to do here.
On the lower part of your screen,
Right,
it
I
should
see the
be,
box for my name.
do you see a little button that says mute
Your
and
video.
start video?
No, I got it.
There you go.
There you go. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Jose. It's nice to see you. Would you
Thank
tell us a little bit about your project?
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for giving me that opportunity to present this proposal. I have a vision of having a deck by the water, overlapping at least 2 feet onto the water. It's a deck approximately 8 by 10, and it's going to be, it would be a permanent structure, safe and secure, and it'll be attached to 4 pillars to support and secure the deck. So I need to know what the committee think about me installing or building that deck in my property.
Can you all see the plan that I think I'm sharing?
You're not yet.
We don't see it.
All right, hang on one sec.
By the way, my nephew and my brother will be doing the work. They are the one who have helped me or have renovated my house for me.
Hmm.
My nephew has a small home improvement company, and my brother had been in construction for over 40 years. They've done this type of work before, so they are very familiar what entails. I just need what restrictions or what is it that I need to know to be able to build something like that by the water on my property.
It looks like Jose, that you are going to excavate
Yes.
to,
To
yeah,
be able to install the pillars, those pillars are going to be holding the deck.
but it looks like on the back side, away from the water, that it's cut, the slopes cut down to lower the deck. You see
Right.
that it looks like the land, it comes out, cuts down next to the deck, and then flattens out to the pond. Is that what?
That's correct.
That is correct. Okay.
Yes.
Can
Well-
you give us an idea, like how deep would that cut be? Is that like a couple inches? Is it 5 feet?
The cut,
Yeah,
It
like
would-
the vertical height of it.
the one that's going to be overlapping the water.
No, on the other end. Can you see my cursor?
Yes.
Yeah, this cut.
Oh, yeah, that would be, I wish my brother was here because he's the one who knows all these terms. But yeah, I would say it would only be 6 inches. It's not going to be very away from the pillars. No.
Is that just to allow easier access onto the deck from the
That's correct.
ground? Okay. Yep. Any other comments or questions from commissioners at this point? I think we probably, even though I've seen the location, that we should go out there as a commission and take a look, if you're agreeable with that.
Yes, please. I would like that.
Okay.
When we do a site visit, would it be possible to have your brother there, Jose?
Well, either my brother or my nephew. My brother is away right now for 2 weeks, but I could speak with my nephew and have it come in when you are here.
Okay, maybe just at a minimum, I'd be interested in seeing some of the dimensions on this, this cut, this stuff that we're talking about, that we're asking.
Definitely. He will be able to explain it better than I can, of course.
And it looks like the pillars are going down, the front one by the water 4 feet and the one in back about 5 feet.
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
That's where I begin to think about, should this be an RDA or should this be a notice of intent?
Yeah, and I think depending on how much excavation is being done in the I don't know even how to describe this.
Right.
Yeah. But it's always easier to see in person.
Yeah.
And
No, of course. And I know that they have done this type of work like this in zone or wetland and situations as well. So I'm pretty comfortable that they know what they're doing. But of course, yes, if you're here and he could answer some questions directly.
And Jose, so this is a side view, but if there'd be a way of getting a plan view also, because I assume there's
yes,
like 4 of
I
these.
think I provided both.
Yep.
you
There should
did,
be another view.
and I don't, in getting my screen sharing worked out this evening, that seems to have,
I could definitely have them, print it out for you for the meeting.
yeah. And I think I've emailed this to you guys.
Yeah.
But I do have the plan view as well.
Oh, okay, all right. I'll have to take a look.
3
at
minutes
it. Maybe I
left.
missed it.
What's that, Dan?
I had one other question.
Sure.
This came up with the drawing water from Shaker Mill Pond RDA we saw at our last meeting. If this is going to go out and overlap a couple feet out over the water, how far does your property line there extend? I know a lot of properties on Flanagan Pond do extend out into the water. Is that the case?
Yes, I believe that's part of my situation.
Okay.
In my property, yes.
Okay.
I own
my question.
that section, yes.
So can we figure out a time when we can come by as a commission to take a look? Joanne, you're not available this Saturday, I believe.
Correct.
Would next Tuesday evening or early evening, late afternoon work for people?
Works for me.
Works for me.
Yeah, I can do that.
What do you think, George?
Yeah, it works for me.
Works for you? Okay. What?
Yeah, it's fine
time-
for me.
Works fine. What time would you all like to do that? Who has some time constraints?
I don't,
I have the day off, so I'm free.
I'm gonna do 5:30 or 5.
Oh, how about you, Mark?
Is everybody available during the day, or is anybody technically working? I am off also, so I mean, we could do it at noon if anybody wanted to.
I think the afternoon would be better because I need to speak with my nephew to make sure that he's also free.
Yeah. Yeah, we
So
want to make sure somebody's there.
5:30?
5:30 would be perfect.
Very good. All right, Jose, we will see you 5:30. What? Anybody know what the date,
Oh, it's June
June
1st.
1st.
June?
June 1st. Yeah, June 1st.
June 1st, 5:30. All right, looking forward to
Okay.
seeing you.
Well,
Thank
thank you,
you.
everyone, for
Thank you.
listening, and have a good night.
Thank you,
you.
sir. You too.
Bye-bye.
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 All right, our next item this evening is a public meeting continued, RDA 103 Oak Ridge Drive, John Delacour. And I believe Mr. Delacour is not available to be with us this evening. He had something
Yeah.
else that he needed to attend. But we went to a site walk at Mr. Delacour's house last, was it Saturday? Yep,
No, we did that on Tuesday, the 18th.
Tuesday, the 18th. And all of us, Mark was not available to be there. Did you have any questions that we could possibly answer for you, Mark? No?
No,
Pretty straight. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, the retaining wall obviously is failing. That's there, a wooden retaining wall. And he wants to replace it with a block wall. Very minimal disturbance. And also to add a short wall underneath his deck to reinforce that as well. Any comments or questions from commissioners?
No, this one seems fine.
Straightforward.
Everybody okay with it?
I think the only condition we put in the determination would be inspection of the erosion controls.
Okay, prior to
Yeah.
construction. Alrighty. Is there a motion to issue a negative determination at 103 Oak Ridge Drive, Mr. John Delacour,
With one condition.
with the one condition
moved.
of erosion controls inspection? Moved by George Bacon. Do we have a second?
I can,
Have a second by Mr. Mark Phillips. Do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
I,
Chair votes aye, passes unanimously. So that'll go out on next Tuesday,
Yes.
and there'll be a 10-day waiting period before he can start construction.
Yep.
Yep, but that's good because he can now lock in his contractor and hopefully get a good price.
Yes.
Prices soar.
Yes.
They do soar. It's unbelievable. All righty, our next item this evening is the public meeting, RDA Pan Am right-of-way at Pan Am Railroads. Do we have a representative from Pan Am with us this evening?
Yes, my name's Keith Morris, consultant for Pan Am Railways.
How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
You guys are having a busy night.
Oh.
Pretty much always these days.
Hear ya.
Give us a little overview of what you're proposing.
Yeah, this is for, as part of their vegetation management plan, which is good for 5 years. Every 5 years when we update the plan, we're required by statute to file with each local conservation commission for which their tracks go through for verification of the no spray zones. No spray zones are basically those resource areas, or most resource areas, within 10 feet of the spray pattern. Pattern itself is pretty much the edge of ballast, which is a stone on the track. And what they do is they have a color-coded, we actually paint the tie, so it's submitted with the plans. If you're going down a track and you're crossing a brook, you would have a blue tie followed immediately by a yellow tie. After you cross the brook, you'd have a yellow tie followed by a blue tie. In between the yellow ties is a no spray zone. As far as Ayer, it's basically only 1.5 miles of the main line. There is a no spray zone as you go through Spectacle Pond. And we do this every 5 years, as I said. This is probably the 5th time, so like 25 years we've been doing it. The no spray zones are basically the same. What I do is I ride with the applicator every year in the spray truck with these plans and help locate the no spray zones. The other thing is if there's an area that we could spray because it's greater than 10 feet away, excuse me, but say during the year beavers get in there and now the water's right up to the tracks. Well, we can't spray that. We can't say, well, the commission approved it for 5 years so we can spray. We can't spray within 10 feet of any open water. So even if there's a drainage ditch and it rains the night before and there's standing water, we don't spray that. Well, as far as Ayer, it's pretty much the same.
Do you do mechanical clearing in the no spray?
They do mechanical clearing. They have a brush hog, which I get a lot of complaints about as I go to these meetings, as you can imagine. But yeah, and obviously it's a safety issue with the herbicide due to fire hazards and workers when they change the ties and work on the rails and so forth.
Mhm.
So they, per regulation, like to spray as much as they can.
Sure. George and Jess, have you were on the commission when this was done previous, correct?
Yeah, I'll defer to George. He's been on the commission longer than me.
Right.
So you've dealt with this in the past, George?
Yeah, we went out, they took us down the tracks to see the areas, and we concurred with their markings at that time. I don't know if it's changed or not.
So you don't see an issue with proceeding?
No, I don't. I mean, it's gonna be limited to the width of the ballast. How wide is your spray? I mean, are you spraying one width completely, or do you?
It's,
Yeah,
it's
so-
basically, the pattern is 10 feet on center, but
It's
it basically goes to the edge of the ballast, which is the stone area.
Is it just sprayed directly down, Keith?
Yeah, it's actually a huge tanker truck. It's like 38 feet long that rides on the rails. And then the back of the truck is a spray boom that goes across, and it has booms that go up that can go out further for when they do brush, which isn't the case here, but it's about 18 inches off the ground with a ton of nozzles on it. And they can actually control from the cabin every nozzle.
Hmm.
So there's certain areas, and I think that may even be the case in part of this, where they can spray one side of the tracks, but not the other side. So it's pretty controlled. They're licensed applicators, and I ride right in the truck with them with these plans and look for the no spray zones. And if there's areas, other areas like lawns, gardens, or beaver activity where, there's areas where we shouldn't spray. They're located, and I convey that obviously to the pilot.
So Keith, can you just help me along on the yellow section? So the upper right-hand corner there,
Yep.
Near Forge Pond, it says MP311. So it says no spray this side, and it's pointing to the side away from the water. I would assume.
Yeah,
it's the other side.
It's strange. There are some areas, and I know I'm familiar with that area. There are areas where the side away from the water, the wetlands actually come up closer within 10 feet, so it's no spray. And then on the other side, there's like a buffer. I'm not sure. There's a lot of areas along the line where there used to be double track and there's only single track now. So on one side you have like a road bed. I'm not sure if that's the case here, but yeah, it's when you look at the USGS and you see crossings and wetland symbols, if you go down into the red area, just to the east of 313, it looks like we're crossing a swamp that should be a no spray, but you actually have the 10-foot separation.
Mm-hmm.
So they're allowed to spray. And actually, while we're talking about the red area is water supply. There's in this case, it's not surface water. There's a well in the area. Those areas, the red zones, they can only spray every other year. So for this year, that red zone won't be sprayed at all. They show completely off.
About 4 minutes.
All right, so it's a
Thank you,
5-year
Jim.
permit, and it's sprayed every year, is what we're saying, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
But as I said, if things change, we make adjustments during that 5-year period. We don't spray if there's wetlands or water within 10 feet. Over time, I will say most of these maps, they don't change at all.
Okay. And is it safe to say if there's added spraying that occurs because of those changes, do you come back before us, or do you wait till 5 years has elapsed and like re-up it?
It's 5 years. We won't come back for 5 years. And if there's changes over that 5 years, they'll be adjusted on the map.
To be adjusted on that, but will we be notified?
Yes, but it would be 5 years later when I come back around or whoever for an update.
So we approve it today, it changes in the fall. You spray it next year based on the changes in this application. We won't know for 4 years from then.
Correct. Basically, that's the way the regs read, yes. The other thing is you should have gotten a certified letter, probably a month and a half ago, which is a link to a website. So if anyone was interested in the actual yearly operational plan or the 5-year plan with the herbicides, MSD sheets, sample labels, that's all included in those in that link. But this application is just for the no spray zones.
Anything else?
When would this application be done this year?
We're actually starting next week. I'm not sure where yet. Usually we start out east and work our way west.
Do any other towns ever just require a little summary afterwards if you've noticed any changes during each year's applications?
No, nobody actually has done that. I don't think with an RDA you can condition anything, but I mean, obviously, if you put a side letter to me, I could certainly do that or pass it on if someone else does it.
how often are there significant changes?
There's really not. It's really not. There's little things like I said, if there's a drainage ditch that's not regulated, but it pours the night before, it's full of water. I mean, we just don't spray it, but you know, you could go back the next year or a week later and it could be dry. If they were spraying, they could spray it, but
We could do it. Yep.
yeah.
And you're
They're
only-
licensed applicators. It's also the same, as I said, I've been doing this with the same applicator and a lot of the same actual pilots for 25 years. The company's out of Westfield, Railroad Weed Control. And they've been working for Pan-Am for quite some time also.
And Keith, you're only doing the section between the redded arrows, sorry.
For Ayer, that's the Ayer, yeah. The Ayer, and then it stops right at what's, I think it's Willow Road. That's the extent of their right of way.
Okay, that's all that Pan Am owns. Okay.
Yes.
I was wondering about the rest of it. That's why I asked.
Yeah, they probably have come in or will come in for that. I'm not sure which line that is. And they may be on a different schedule with their VMP. It may be good for another year or two, so they wouldn't be coming in this year.
Any
For
other
time-
questions? Joanne, do you have any concerns?
I don't, other than in a not pandemic year, it would be just interesting to go out along the tracks and see where the ties change color. But not going to ask to do that this year.
And I have no problem if next year when you get our certified letter with a link to the website, if you wanted to do that, you know, you have my contact information. I have no problem meeting you out there.
All right, well, let's put that on the calendar for next year.
Joanne, why don't we go? We can do a hobo walk over there by Spectacle Pond, a Spectacle Pond treatment plant.
Yeah, oh, and we should go look at that sometime too, to see how that's coming along.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yep.
Somewhere in time.
All right, thank you, Jen. Any other comments from commissioners or people viewing? All right, is there a motion to issue a negative determination on the RDA on Pan Am right of way?
Could I just make one more statement?
Yes, please.
The state, I live out in Northampton, but it's the western region, and out here they ask for a positive two-way because this is strictly not for the work, but just for the delineation. So a two-way is you agree with the boundaries. And then in the comment section, I always recommend strictly for vegetation management, herbicide application, because it's not an actual blue flag located by a surveyor type of wetland delineation.
I don't think I understand.
This is just for the delineation itself. So a positive two-way means you would approve the boundaries for the purpose of vegetation management. There's no work. The work itself is not under this filing. I can actually, if you want me to read two-way, I can certainly do that.
Is it short?
It's a paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah, it just says boundary delineations of the following resource areas described in the reference plans are confirmed as accurate. Therefore, the resource area boundaries confirmed are binding to all decisions rendered pursuant to the Wetlands Protection Act and its regulations. And then there's a comment period, a comment line underneath, and because this is just for vegetation management and herbicide application, not for any type of development or things of that nature.
You okay with that, George?
Looks like we have a public comment.
I'm sort of waiting for George. George, are you having trouble with your?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're fine. Okay. Yes, you had a comment?
I am, yeah. I'm okay with that.
Okay. Yes, yes, you.
My
who had-
name's Sarah Withy.
Sarah, please, yes. go right ahead.
He said he sent a certified letter with a link to the website. I'm sitting here, I really have no idea what, like, he's talking about. I just, is there any way that you can just like continue this and like, let me see a copy of the material? Please, I would really appreciate it.
Copy of what?
The material that Joanne was showing, like with the map and the, narrative? Like-
Um,
She showed it on the screen.
Yep, that's part of the application. And we did receive that certified letter and I have the link. And I can share all of this with you, but not till next week, Sarah, because I'm not in tomorrow and Monday's a holiday.
Can you hold the vote?
I don't think that we will.
Okay, well, thank you for considering it.
Sure.
Thanks for letting me speak.
Of course. Of course, whenever you want. So is there a motion to issue, did you call it a positive two-way?
Yes, yes,
On the DOA form, it's checking the box that's 2A, right?
yes,
What
positive
what I
to it.
initially heard was two-way, like one-way traffic, two-way traffic, and I was like, what?
Yeah, that's what I heard as well.
Yeah.
2A.
2A.
Motion to issue a positive 2A determination on the Pan Am right-of-way, Pan Am Railroads.
So moved.
Second,
It was moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
I
Mark, how do you vote?
aye.
And chair votes aye. Passes unanimously. This will go out next Tuesday. And take her from there.
Great, thank you very much. If you could send the original to Bill Wallace, his contact information for Pan-Am is on the application. And if I could get an email copy, that would be great.
I can do that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Have a good night.
Keith.
Thanks, Keith.
Thanks.
All right. Our next item this evening is an RDA at number 15 Oak Ridge Drive, Jeff and Bonnie Tillotson. Hello, sir. How are you?
Good evening. And there's
And Bonnie,
Bonnie.
how are you?
And me, good, thanks. How are you guys?
We're all doing okay.
Bonnie,
Excellent.
you're on the wrong side of the screen. You're
Yes.
supposed to be with us.
Oh, someday maybe, Joanne,
Okay.
someday.
All right.
Would you like to give us a little rundown of what you are proposing?
Jeff, do you want me to do it or do you want to do it?
Or I could do it.
Or you could do it, Joanne.
Here we go.
Go ahead. Whatever gets us there quickest.
Okay. You guys all see that?
Yep.
Is that a good place to start?
Yes.
Okay.
Where's this Fletcher's Pond?
Where is this Fletcher's Pond? Well, unlike an up the street neighbor, we have a very beautiful 25-foot to 50-foot vegetative border in our backyard, and we want to keep it that way. But we also would like to put in a small patio that kind of connects to our new deck that you guys approved a couple years ago. And in order to put in the patio, we would like to put in a small retaining wall. Currently, right now, it's soil. There's a little bit of a slope. So we would have to dig out a little bit of dirt, soil, and basically install the proper footing and the proper base, I guess you would say, for the retaining wall. The filtration apparatus to filter water through the retaining wall. And then the patio would be probably, pervious. So water, there it is. Yes, that's what it would look like.
Then the patio itself, this
Yeah, something similar to that.
We haven't figured out the exact block yet, but we'll get there.
Right, yeah. I'm always sort of last minute changing my mind, but it would look something like that, maybe a blue stone.
And how big is the patio? I didn't actually see a
It would
Could,
dimensions. Can you go back to
the page? Yeah, the last one of the first, the plot plan. It shows it on the plot plan.
Yeah,
So that one there, it's roughly 34 feet across the bottom
Yeah.
and about 14 feet from the doorway out to the edge of the patio, roughly.
okay, yeah, because I saw that written, but on the plan, it looks like that's a 12.
Oh, that's a curly arrow that landscapers use. That's the location of the ball. The actual dimension is underneath where it says deck, underneath the orange line. Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, can't see.
Yeah,
Where
The-
exactly does the retaining wall go?
there's that curved line there you see at the edge of the building.
Okay,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
the retaining wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
What it is the house was built, there was something back there and it silted in over the years, and it's been filling it. When we got here, it was filling the basement door. So there's remnants of an old patio back there. There's, stone, crushed stone and stuff back there, but we just kind of want to finish it out, make it look nicer.
So the wall's just on the east side then?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just to define the edge of the patio, Mark.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's going to be a typical New England type wall, flat stone wall.
Yeah.
By all means, come on over. We have it's going to look a lot like that.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
And it's going to be about 3 feet high, 3 feet 4 inches or so. It's under 4 feet high.
Oh. Do we want to set up a site walk?
We'd love to have you over.
We are going to be down the street.
That's what they all say.
We're going to be down the street on next Tuesday at 5:30. We could be done there probably by 6 or come to you before, which
Whatever, John, whatever you'd like to do. I'm on the agenda for the selectmen's meeting to present a vulnerable road users group, but Bonnie's more than capable. I believe she'll be here. I mean,
I will be home on Tuesday evening.
yeah, so there you go.
so you want to
We'd
do
love
it
to
at
have you
6?
whenever works for you. I
6
may have to
o'clock?
step away, that's all.
Okay. You want to try 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that work for everybody?
Yep.
6
Yep,
better than
yep.
5?
What's that?
Is 6 better than 5?
Doesn't
Whatever
matter to me.
time, whatever time
You-
works.
If you want to do 5, that works for me.
I could do 5.
I would be better.
Is 5 okay for you, George?
Yeah, 5's fine for me.
Yeah, let's do 5, John, if you don't mind.
Yeah, what is it? What did you say, Jen? Is that okay for you?
Yep, that's actually better. Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, then we'll be there at 5 o'clock.
Look forward to seeing you.
I need to be sleeping by
I think
6.
we know the way.
And you guys can tour the new gardens as well.
Get some
Good.
eggs. How's your egg situation?
It's excellent.
I
Chickens
don't
are
know, Mr.
happy.
Chair. Need some eggs, Mr. Chair?
I'm not asking for myself.
Yeah, no, the chickens are fine.
Okay.
It's a happy place over here.
Oh yeah, you can tell. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful
you
garden.
don't want to try to shell us with gifts.
Ah, is that a yolk?
I'd have eggs all over my face if I
Is
did
that a
it.
yoke? I love it. Is that a yoke?
I'd have egg all over my
Nice.
face if I did it, Janice. Come
Nice,
on.
All right.
All right.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Great.
All right. We'll
Thanks
see,
a
we'll-
lot.
We'll see you Tuesday at 5.
All right. All right. See you Tuesday.
All right. Bye, you
night.
guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All righty. We have next item is a request for certificate of compliance at number 1 Nemco Way, Catania Oils DEP file number 100-03 380. That was a while ago. It sounds.
We have 5 minutes left in the meeting.
Okay. Hi, Carolyn. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good. You're doing good. Thank you. Yep.
So I wasn't at the inspection that was done on site to confirm that everything was all completed and wrapped up. Oh, we got some photos. Good.
We had a great day to do a site inspection, right, Joanne?
Oh, it couldn't have been nicer.
And Joanne, what are your comments?
Well, look at this swale. This is
Yeah.
a thing of beauty. This is the swale to end all swales. Each of those rocks is about the size of a football. That gives you a sense of scale here. This thing is about 14 feet wide, maybe. It is going to handle every drop of water that comes off the roof of this addition. We will have no more issues with erosion. This is perfection.
Wow, it's a thing of beauty.
So how did you really feel about it, Joanne?
You really want to know. This is, you can't really tell. This has all been hydroseeded. It's just a thing of beauty.
So I'm getting the sense that you think we shouldn't issue this.
Well, I'm going to, you have to make that decision for yourself.
So where the sun is shining, that's where we walked, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, and so the old swale was probably like maybe 5 feet off the building.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
I remember. Thank you.
So the upper level parking is behind me as I'm taking this picture, and the stormwater basin is in front of me and around the corner to the right in this picture. Kind of gives you a sense of where this is.
Mm-hmm.
This is that building where the birds could be heard inside?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept looking for them.
They were still there when I was there with Scott.
Yeah, it's a great system. Keeps the pigeons away from when they have the overhead door open.
Mm-hmm. Any other comments? Suggestions, questions? Motion to issue the certificate of compliance at number 1 Nemco Way, Catania Oil, DEP file number 100-0380.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. We'll do a roll call vote. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion passes unanimously. All right. Well, it's nice to see you again.
Thank you all so much
Very
for your
much, everyone.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have a great holiday weekend.
My only question is where to send this.
Do we have to record this at the Registry of Deeds?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to drop by, I would like to drop by the Registry of Deeds. Can I pick it up from you tomorrow at the Ayer Town Hall?
I'm not in tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
I will be there on Tuesday, though.
Why don't you send it to our office in Maynard? And
Okay.
we can record it from there.
All right.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much for joining with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night, Carolyn. Good night, Scott.
Good night.
Bye.
How are we doing for time?
Got
We
one.
have a
We
minute.
have 1 minute. You kept us on time.
We were like so far ahead, and then we just right.
It seems to work out that way lately.
Sorry if I was rude about it, though. Tried to.
Well,
You really are an offensive.
not rude at all. We appreciate the heads up.
Did you like the stopwatch emoji?
Oh,
Who knew there was such a thing?
Yeah. I felt it in my soul.
Yes.
Anybody have any words of wisdom, comments before we sign off?
Turtles are moving.
Yeah, frogs last
In
night
and
too.
yet.
Yeah.
I spooked a big snapping turtle when I went to inspect the beaver deceiver, like this big, just big snapping turtle.
Mm.
Was not happy to see me.
Did you move it?
Well, it was in a place it was very happy, but I was very unwelcome.
Okay.
Hey, Joanne, your office updates summary included the poetry path closes on June 1st.
Yeah,
How come so fast?
it's been up for 6 weeks.
Yeah, Jess.
Where have you been?
And we got a very nice note about the poetry path from some people in Groton who heard about it through the grapevine and came over and just had a lovely visit. And I wrote back to them and said, you know, when we take it down, we're hoping to be able to lend it out to like-minded organizations. And they wrote back and said, oh, do you want us to introduce you to the Groton Conservation Trust? I said, well, I actually know some of those people. And then I thought, you know, we should offer it first to North County Land Trust. So I wrote Anna an email and she said, yes, please. And was starting to think about maybe installing it on conservation property that they have in Fitchburg and working in partnership with the Fitchburg Library.
That's
So
great.
it's going on the road.
It really was wonderful. Yeah.
It's
And if
like,
you haven't seen it, go out and see it.
it's like that line in Led Zeppelin's "The Song Remains the Same," and they get the thing, and it's tour dates.
Yeah.
Are there plans to do more in Ayer at some point, or
Well, I have
your
to,
free time?
I have to, it was a great winter project. You know, it was, I did most of it here at my house at night, and but I have to figure out a different production method. It was too unpredictable, and now, as Jen, you noticed, the places where I filled in with black Sharpie, the sun has bleached the black Sharpie. So you can see the places that the lettering didn't transfer right. So I did just order a paint pen to touch them up. But yeah, if I can figure out an easier way to make them, I would absolutely do this again. It was
There's got to be someone in town that does wood burning that could actually.
yeah, and I know AJ Birkin has a computer-driven laser carving thing. You know, he made us that CR sign. That might be a possibility, and you could just fill in the carving with paint. So the wheels are spinning. We'll figure something out, but it's going on the road.
Very good.
Well, I think we better sign off before we wear out our welcome.
Yep.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by George Bacon, seconded by Mark Phillips. Do a roll call. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are adjourned.